What's up, guys? How are y'all doing? Boy, you know what? This week went by really, really, really fast. Freaking crazy. Okay, so see who's all on tonight. Celtics Nation, welcome, man. Tyree's here. See It Twice is here. Both Daniels, Nightwalker's here. Dave, what's up, man? Psycho Mantis already sent the super chat. Hell yeah. Salami Pizza. Jake Saunders. How's it going, man? Elliot. Elliot Ravens is here. Dennis, another German. We got two Germans tonight. Let's see. Shaq. Shaq's here. Let's see. Anthony Preston, welcome, man. Okay, so just to start off strong here, and I've got a lot of things I want to talk about, guys. A lot has gone on since this week, and the fallout this week of different things. You know, the fallout of the beatdown by the Saints, and the Patriots got a big game this week, of course. So there's a lot happening. But give me just one moment. I'm gonna. But we have a big game against the Ravens. That's going to be exciting. I think we're going to have a tough time. It's not an easy question. It's not a question of if we can win or not. All right. I'm not really worried about that. I'm actually more concerned about just having a good showing, looking good, looking like we've built something, looking like we got something going, as opposed to just completely like collapsed mentality. And I just don't like seeing that. Psycho Mantis sends a $5 super chat. He says Brady 2020. Hell yes. That Saints game that sucked, but that was a team wide failure. Yeah, Brady sucked too, but everybody was terrible. So, and Psycho sends another $5 super chat. Thank you so much, man. He said, argued with some mouth breeder today that said Jameis Winston would have beaten the Saints. Okay. Yeah. Sure. I didn't know that Jameis Winston played defense. I also didn't know that Jameis Winston made the game plans for the offense and defensive coordinators. So that a little confusing, but okay. Jason's here, the red coat. What's up, man? Glad to see a lot of the Legion guys here tonight. Matthew Dowling, welcome. I know, Dennis. Okay, so exactly. Bruce Arians. Dude, Bruce Arians. All right, I get it. He's trying to coach up. He's trying to be hard on Tom. He's trying to do the Belichick thing that Belichick did. Like, if I go after Tom, then everybody else knows that you've got to be a certain way and you got to fall in line, and nobody's above being bitched out. Okay? I get it. Totally get it. There's a big difference, though. One, that's Bill Belichick. Okay, Bruce? You're not Bill Belichick. At least win one Super Bowl, and then maybe we could start talking about you dressing down the greatest player of all time. Two, if you do need to do that, let's say that him and Tom have an understanding. Like, Tom likes to be coached. We know that. So let's say that they have an understanding. When you bitch out Tom, you need to make sure to bitch out other people as well. If it's just him, then what you've done is you've gone to the other side of that. You've went from setting an example to now alienating Tom. That's a bad idea. See, what Belichick did was different. Belichick would bitch out Tom, but he also bitched out everybody else. So everybody got it. And the key to that was that Tom also got it like everybody else. That's not what Arians is doing. Arians is going the other direction, singling out Tom, and then trying to defend guys that he's been coaching for a few years. That's a little bit weird to me. Maybe he just doesn't have that down yet. Maybe I don't know what it is. But even before the season started, I'm sure you guys remember me saying this. I thought that Bruce Arians had a little bit of an attitude problem. Like I'd always felt that even when he was coaching the Cardinals, I thought that he kind of had this "I'm better than everybody else" kind of attitude. I felt that he threw Carson Palmer under the bus a few times. I even remember him kind of doing that to Andrew Luck a little bit. I think so. Yeah, when he was coaching the Colts. But he seems to be one of those type of guys that never is at fault, can do no wrong kind of thing. It's always somebody else's fault. Now that works. You can get away with that a little bit, maybe if you are a coordinator or a player, and maybe people won't even listen to you when you say that. But when you are the head coach, there is no other person. You're it. You're the guy. So, I mean, if a coordinator could say, hey, I didn't install the game plan, it was that asshole over there, you know? But when you're the head coach, who are you going to blame? You can't blame any of your subordinates, can you? Because this is a failure of you. All right? If you're a parent and you have children and they commit a crime, the parents get in a hell of a lot of trouble. Okay? The parents didn't commit the crime, but they're sure as hell blamed for it. You're the head coach, man. You're the head coach. That's just how it works. You want the job. You wanted to be head coach. That's the deal. Okay? So, dish it out to Tom. That is totally cool. That's fine. Just make sure you're laying blame a lot of places, and first of all, yourself. And that's one thing Belichick did, and I'm not saying that Bruce Arians needs to be Belichick. That's unfair, okay? But at least Bill always said, I need to coach better. I need to coach better. I need to do better. I didn't get my players. I've heard Bill say, I didn't get my guys in the best position to win the game. I've heard him say those things. Arians doesn't talk like that. Okay? And he's got an arrogance about him that I've always found a little off-putting. And I just remember this because I was a Carson Palmer fan, and when Carson Palmer was playing for the Cardinals, I saw some games that was not Carson Palmer's fault. I saw some games where the game plan was just garbage, and then Arians would go and bury Carson Palmer. You don't do that. That's what the hell is that all about? You know? So, yeah, I don't get this guy. But he needs to check himself, all right, real quick. So, if you ask the Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans who would they rather keep, Tom Brady or Bruce Arians, who do you think they're going to choose? They'd say, okay, Bruce, hope you can sell your house, or I hope you're just leasing it. But great super chat, Psycho Mantis. That already got me going. See it twice. Let's see. Hang on. Melanie, you ready?
No.
You ready?
Okay.
Huh?
No,
Huh?
I can't connect. It's okay.
See it twice. Sends a $5 super chat. He says, Bruce Arians knows Tom can take him to the promised land, but dresses him down so he can get the credit if it happens. Yeah. There's something going on there, and I get it, okay? I get what he's trying to do, and I respect it. I would too. If I was the head coach, I would point out anybody, but I wouldn't only point out. See, there would be other reasons. Like if I'm going to say, okay, well, Tom missed Mike Evans a few times. I'm then, very next thing, I'm going to say, but Gronk dropped some balls, or Godwin couldn't get open, or whatever, or the running game, we had to abandon the running game. We should have done that. The offensive line was not stopping the Saints defense, and Tom was getting lit up. So that might have attributed to Tom not seeing Mike Evans. There's just you can sit there and blame, rightfully so. I'm not saying make up stuff, but I'm just saying go down the list. In a game like that thing was so atrocious. For anybody to point the finger at one person is just maddening to me. It really is. So that whole game we were watching it, I was just like, this is a monumental failure on every level. Quarterback, defense, game plan, coaching, everything. Okay? I blame the person who gets the coffee in the executive offices. They suck. Okay? The copier guy, he sucks. Everybody who works for the Bucs organization sucked. It was everybody's fault. It was a collective failure. So, that's it.
Let me know when. Okay. Hey guys.
Have your mic all the way
Yeah.
up.
Yeah. Hey guys. Yeah, and also to your point about Brady and the last game. Well, he was also the most protected quarterback, pretty much in the league that game. So that has something to do with it. I don't know. I'm not sure if you talk. Yeah. So.
You're going to have to talk a little louder, Milena. Nobody can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, so up until that point, Brady has been protected the entire time. That's a good point, Milena.
No, but what I mean by protected, meaning protected by the opposite team's defense. You know what I mean? Like the most guarded by the opponent player. Their defense was on him.
Okay. I guess I'm not following that, but I'm not really sure. Let's see. Do you mean that he was protected by his offensive line the most up until that game, or
Not
that
his own people, no, by the other team, by the opponent. That their defense was guarding, like you know what I mean. It's also called protected. You can call it protected. There's some stats that I was looking at. I guess I'll look into it just if you're not understanding what I'm trying to say, but.
now I need to move that up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, sorry about that, guys. So $5 super chat from Daniel, back to back here. He says, Bruce, you've coached as many playoff games as Tom made in his first season as the starter, which is 3, and you're 1-2. Know your place. Very well said. Very well said, Daniel. Absolutely. Rusty Nail D, welcome. I haven't seen you here before.
Oh, okay.
Now I need to move that up. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Rusty Nail D, welcome. I haven't seen you here before. Tom is a Buccaneer now. Stay away from that Newfie Screech. I hear it's one hell of a rum. Yeah, well, he's a pirate now, so he's going to get wasted on that. Yeah, I know I was muted. That was on purpose. I was talking to Milena. Privately, I was telling her about the microphone. So, yeah. Thank you. Thank you, though, for letting me know, because sometimes I forget to unmute myself. So, yeah, Dennis has got a good point here. He says, if you ask any quarterback to only throw it deep and wait 10 seconds to throw, they will all get crushed. If you let Brady beat down their pass rush by throwing short passes, he can sling it deep all day. That's exactly right. And you would think, Dennis, that someone who's been coaching for, what is Arians? He's like in his 60s, right? So he's been around forever. You would think that he might figure this out. So, yeah. Now, Rafael Higoy, thank you for being here. Milena, where the hell is the Jets jersey?
Not here yet. It's traveling by horse from Poland.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. But, Raphael, you posted something on the Facebook group, and you wasn't stating it. It was just you found a meme, and then you were it seemed like you were surprised by how what it said, but the meme was saying that the Steelers are 8-0, but it's not a legitimate 8-0 because they almost lost to a backup quarterback and they struggled against the Cowboys. And I just want to say that I am not I'm not friendly towards the Steelers, obviously, for competitive reasons and rivalry reasons. But I just have to say, because I'm honest, no matter what, it doesn't matter if I have bias against them or if honesty is honesty, and the truth is always the same no matter what. I am sick and tired of every year where there is a team that has gone 6-0, 7-0, 8-0, like that. Every year we've got a team that does that, and they start the clock to see who can go 16-0 and all that, right? Every single time this happens and you get to the midway point and there's someone like that, people start looking at every one of their wins and tearing them down. Oh, look, they barely won against this team. Oh, they barely beat that team where they played that team. Stop it. Everything in the NFL is difficult. All right? Yes, there will turn out where some games were easier won than others. Okay? Some could say that how easily the Saints beat the Bucs, that was an easy win. Yeah, no, it wasn't. Okay? Do you know how much game planning it took to get to that point? How much practice, everything that had to go right for them? So it's this revisionist history shit. Okay? I'm sick of it. Oh, now that you know and you have information that certain teams, let's say you give them crap for barely beating a bad team, a 1-6 team or whatever, right? Go look at that 1-6 team schedule, and maybe you could pick out 3 or 4 games where they barely lost. Well, those easily could have been wins, and now we're talking about a 5-4 team instead of a 1. You get my point here, right? So 8-0 is 8-0. Okay? I don't care who the Steelers have played. I don't care at all. It doesn't matter to me. 8-0 is 8-0. You got it done. That's it. Okay? Yeah. I've heard of this concept. What was this concept that we're always told? There's such thing as an easy win, right? Forgive me, but I'm still remembering a few weeks ago the Buccaneers getting beaten by the Bears. I still have the image of that in my head. Okay? So I'm just curious, like, what is this happening here? Don't tell me about easy wins. Now, I thought that Bears game was a game that was winnable, and it wasn't. And that just goes to show you. I've said it before, but the NFL is matchup based. Your record means nothing on kickoff. Your record means nothing. It is about, do you match up against that team good or bad, or do you have a game plan and the personnel to execute a game plan that will go against what they do best. For example, the Saints beat the Bucs. The Packers beat the Saints. The Bucs beat the Packers. And then the Saints beat the Bucs again. That is a full circle. What did we discover from this? What did this circle tell us? Absolutely nothing. It basically says that matchups matter. That's it. That's the deal right there. That's the deal. It's just about each game. So I am so tired of hearing this 8-0 crap where, this or that, or they're not very strong 8-0, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, whatever. The Kansas City Chiefs almost lost to the Carolina Panthers last week. And people don't take the Panthers that seriously. I think the Panthers are a pretty good team, but I know a lot of people don't think so. I don't suddenly look down on the Chiefs and think that they're a worse team because of that. No. This is the NFL. This is not college. This is not college where a stacked team like Alabama is playing some rinky-dink college somewhere. That's not this. This is not the case. It just bugs me, and I don't care if it's a team I don't like or a team that I have something against. The truth is the truth, and it doesn't change. So, these discounting victories and that strength of schedule bullshit. It's absolute nonsense, by the way. The strength of schedule. That shit can change so quickly. So right now, you'd say a team, if you play a team that's 1-6, is a shitty team. So they'd say, strength of schedule. But what if that same team goes on a winning streak the rest of the year? Then you look back on it and you say, actually, they didn't beat a 1-6 team. They beat a 9-6 team or 9-7 team. Let's say they lost a game. Well, that changes the strength of schedule, doesn't it? But wait a minute. I'm confused here. So they were 1 week away from making that turnaround. It's just this revision thing. It's this, they call it revisionist history of looking at something and going, see, there's the pattern. It's like those gematria assholes. Those guys who are predicting saying that they found code in the numbers. How come they only find code in the numbers after the event? Why can't you tell me before it happens? Okay? Because I can look at history and I can connect anything I want. I could take anything throughout history. You name it, whatever it is. And I can put together a story that would be convincing and would make sense. But it changes. And you can change it depending on the fact that you know about it. That's the gift of hindsight. That's why they say hindsight is 20/20, because it absolutely is. So I'm going off on a tangent here, I think. But
I think you had a couple super chats.
You got to stop me sometimes. Raphael sends a $2 super chat. He goes, that was my 49ers. I know, Raphael. I guess, okay, so you noticed that I conveniently skipped over that. I didn't want to slam your team. So I was very conscious of that. I just said backup quarterback, but I didn't want to go at you. So. Oh, he sends another one. He sends a super sticker. I don't see those very often.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Super sticker. Raphael says 100 underlined twice. Dennis, the reason I didn't order the jersey on NFL Shop, which is what we looked at, because the only jersey that was available was Sam Darnold, and it was very expensive. And for one-time use, it seemed kind of ridiculous. But also, I was looking for a particular player's jersey, and I could only find that used by somebody. So I found it in Poland, and I thought I was lucky. I was like, wow, what the hell? What's a Jets jersey doing in Poland? But he said he mailed it, but that was a week and a half ago, I think, or 2 weeks ago.
No, it's a week ago.
A week ago?
Really
Okay.
mailed it, yeah. Last Saturday.
I'm sure we'll get it. But come on, it's a Jets fan. I mean, what do you expect? Do you expect them to really be like, on the case? So. Yeah, Dave. I like what Dave said here, Milena. He said, I don't buy that argument because conversely, if they had lost, we'd be talking about how bad they are because they can't beat bad teams. The opinion changes so quickly. And so it's just, I don't know. I mean, I just don't believe an easy win in that a team could be better than others, and it's going to be even the level of difficulty is going to be higher. But there's no such thing as easy. That doesn't exist. Listen, when a team at the end of the night, I don't care if you're playing the 0 whatever Jets. What are they, like 0-7 now, 0-8 or something crap like that? Last week the Patriots played a Jets team that's not won a game. The week before that, they had a rough game. Both games at the end of the night, the players were beat up. They were hurting. They were tired, mentally drained. All of the physical punishment that their bodies took and all the mental and emotional drainage of that week getting ready for the team and then playing that game doesn't know that the Jets haven't won a game. Don't tell me about easy wins. I don't even want to hear that. What's up, Travis? Process of elimination, welcome. Not seen you here before. Cool name, though. He says, exactly, it's matchup based. Just do your job. Exactly. If CMC wasn't injured, they'd be most respected. I agree. That took them, but I still think that they're a scrapping team, They're like that boxer that nobody is paying attention to, and he loses some, but every time he's in a boxing match, you were in a fight. Like, everybody leaves that match, okay, he keeps losing, but you knew you were in a fight. That's what the Panthers remind me of. I mean, they could have folded after Christian McCaffrey got injured and could have just mailed it in, and they did, and they kept fighting. So respect to them. They almost took out the Chiefs last week. So we are not overlooking them for Brady. But I think the bigger challenge for all of us is the Ravens. I think that is going to be very difficult. It would be nice to get some payback against the Ravens because of last year. But, of course, we don't have the GOAT, so it's not exactly payback, but it'd be nice. So, and the Ravens I respect. I respect all teams except the Jets. I have no respect for them at all. I have no respect for their logo, no respect for their city, no respect. It's in New Jersey, by the way, not New York. I have no respect for their owner. Anybody who works for them, their fans. I don't have any respect for Jets fans. I mean, you chose to be a Jets fan, like you did that on purpose. Yeah, I can't help you. But yeah, but everybody else, I can respect that. So, but the Ravens have always given us problems for 20 years. I don't care if the Ravens have a losing record in whatever year it is. They give us crap. I remember in 2007, the hardest game of that season. We were blowing out everybody. I mean, we were putting points on the board like nobody's business. The Ravens, they sucked. Okay? I mean, as far as record goes, they were not that good that year. They barely beat it. They almost beat us. And we needed some flags at the end of that game to save us. And that's what I remember about the Ravens, is they're always a pain in my ass. Some years they're just dominant. Other years are not so good, but it doesn't make a difference. They're always a pain in the ass. As where with the Steelers, we've always dominated them. So it's been like a weird situation there. Another reason I don't like the strength of schedule concept when it comes to trying to figure out teams like before the season starts is because the teams that were last year aren't generally always the same. Like there's a lot of changes that could have taken place, so you have to consider those too. It's just very strange to use that. Let's see. I'm trying to catch up with you guys. You guys write fast. You comment really quickly. But I have a lot to go over tonight, guys, so bear with me here.
Did you go over the salary cap or not yet?
Yeah, not yet.
Okay.
I haven't started any of that, actually.
Yeah. And just wanted to say, if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and present yourself in the chat. You can call us when we take calls and all that.
John Gruden in the house. John, aren't you supposed to be getting your Raiders together? And yeah, but I'm glad John. I'm glad the coach took the time to come on the show. Leon, welcome. Not seen you here before. I love seeing new guys. If you're watching right now, type in the comment section. Let me know you're here. Say hi to me. I love seeing new guys, new people. So we're a family here, man. So welcome.
Subscribe and hit the like button.
Sorry, repeat that.
I was just saying, subscribe and hit the like button.
Exactly.
Trying to get those up.
All right. So, before we get into the Bucs, or I don't even care about the Bucs, Brady against the Panthers, and Patriots and Cam against the reigning NFL MVP Lamar Jackson, I want to start with something a little different. We don't normally talk about other teams that much, but something caught my attention this week. And it's regarding Carson Wentz, Nick Foles, and something that Brett Favre said. Now, you guys know that as long as we've had VAS, I have always said that the Eagles made a mistake by getting rid of Nick Foles and paying Carson Wentz. I have always maintained that forever. So I just want to put that out there right now, so you guys know I didn't change my opinion or anything. I've always maintained that. Oh, cool! Super chat, $5 from Shaq. He says, "Congrats on 11,000." Woo!
Officially.
We did. We crossed 11,000 finally. Should have happened a long time ago, but with everything going on, I haven't been able to upload as much. But Thank you, Shaq. Thanks for mentioning that. That's great, and thank you guys. So I appreciate it. That's awesome. Um, but they had Brett Favre on First Take, and they asked him about it, and Brett, of course, said the same thing. I think, which is Nick Foles should have been kept there. Here's where my issue comes in. I watched another show with Bart Scott. And Elliot, I know you're a big Ravens fan, and you probably love you some Bart Scott. But he also was a Jet. And that's a problem for me. I don't like that dude. I've never liked that dude. He's always called Tom a cheater. He's always talked bad about Coach Belichick, talked bad about the Patriots. He's never been very respectful. Unlike Ray Lewis and Ed Reed, who were always respectful of our team. But Bart Scott was always a jackass. And something he said today, the reason it got my attention is because these guys are paid a lot of money to be on these shows. And you would think that they would have an understanding of how salary caps work and how a player affects that team and what they can do around that player.
Yeah.
So here's what he said. Brett Favre says that they should have kept Nick Foles. Okay, cool. So, in fact, I stole their little lower third here, because it was right before the show started and it caught my eye, so I just grabbed it real quick. But Brett Favre said they should have kept Nick Foles instead of Carson Wentz. All right. Bart Scott said that Brett Favre's take is the worst take he's ever heard. First of all, Bart, check yourself, okay? You're talking to Brett Favre. You're talking about Brett Favre, first of all. So, second, Scott says that Foles is Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer. I'll repeat that. Bart Scott said that Nick Foles is Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer. Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer had two amazing defensive teams. That's what they were known for. The Ravens, 2000 Ravens, which I believe, I know I'm probably going to get shot for this, and it's going to stir up some controversy, but I believe that the 2000 Ravens is the best defense of all time. Okay? So, there it is. I'll put that out there right now. But Trent Dilfer did his job, and he did what he had to do to win, and he got that ring, and he deserves that ring. Nothing against that. Brad Johnson, similar. Brad Johnson was a pretty decent player. He even played. He had some good games when he was on the Vikings as well. And he earned his ring. But Nick Foles was NFL MVP for the Super Bowl MVP. Nick Foles was lighting up the scoreboard all the way through the playoffs. It could be argued Nick wasn't just Super Bowl MVP, but he was the MVP of the playoffs entirely. So if this was hockey, he'd get the Conn Smythe Trophy. You know, it's for the entire playoffs. But I don't remember Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer being the reason, or one of the biggest reasons, why they were blowing out teams all through the playoffs, especially the championship game. And I don't remember Brad Johnson and Trent Dilfer's Super Bowl win over a legacy team like the Patriots. Now, he said that Carson Wentz is struggling because they had to pay him and couldn't keep as many pieces. Okay. All right. So let's work with that. That might be the dumbest thing I've heard if he's talking about bad takes. If Wentz had accepted that contract, well, he did, he has to be willing to deal with those issues, correct? Wouldn't you agree? Brady took pay cuts. Russell Wilson, he took the big contract, and we all were like, maybe he shouldn't, maybe that's too much. We all warned against it. And now, because of his contract, he has a shitty defense. And we were all seeing it. However, Russell Wilson, he wanted that money. He got that money. By asking for that money, he was saying, I am worth that. So he's saying, I'm so good that I can cover up some holes in other areas if you give me that money. And that's what Russell's been doing. So he has been having to outscore every week his crappy defense, which I think we all agree he has been doing a pretty damn good job of doing that for the last 2 years. If you are a quarterback and your agent is demanding $30 million or more, you are saying that you believe you're one of the top 5 quarterbacks in the game. All right? Don't tell me all of a sudden it's about the salary cap when your team is struggling. Don't even think about using that as an excuse. All right? In a league where the GOAT has never been paid his market value except for one season, no one has room to talk about salary cap issues or anything in relation to team struggles. Okay? Bart Scott actually said if he could go back in time, he'd give Carson Wentz $100 million again. What? CTE, maybe? I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's what people are saying.
I think most of all that Bart Scott seems to be struggling with how the salary cap works. Okay? So here we're just gonna go over this real quick. If fans started thinking of the salary cap as points, okay, instead of dollars, it would be much easier to understand. So let's say, and the reason for this is because it could appear that a player is getting paid in a year that's different from the cap hit, and this happens occasionally, sometimes, and especially on contracts that are structured a little differently, where upfront money is different, guaranteed money is different, bonus, roster bonus, all that stuff, and then the salary cap, the cap hit itself, could be a little different. In 2017, Wentz cost $6 million against the cap, or in this case, we're going to go with points. So 6 million salary cap points. Jason Peters, who tore his ACL, he costed $7 million. And Darren Sproles, who was also injured, costed $4 million. Now, keep in mind, 2017 is the year that they won the Super Bowl with Nick Foles. Now, Carson Wentz was having a pretty good year up until he got injured. I think we all agree he was playing lights out until then. But let's talk dead cap, okay? So remember, dead cap is the amount the NFL charges a team for getting rid of a player who is still under contract. So, the team might not necessarily have to pay out that money to the actual player, physically pay the money. But as far as the cap goes, it's real. Okay, it still exists. And that's what matters. It doesn't matter how much money is being exchanged from the owner to the player. All that matters is the cap number. That's it. And at the end of the day, the amount of money, it's the cap hit that matters due to teams being only allowed a certain amount to use, right? So we all know that. Now, dead cap. These are players that are gone from the Eagles, completely useless to the team. In 2017, Chase Daniels, $6.1 million. Sam Bradford. Remember Sam Bradford? Yeah, $5.5 million. And Ryan Matthews, $1 million. And then several others under that number. The dead cap total was $19.5 million. Dude, that's a lot of the cap being used for people who aren't even in the organization. They can't help you. They can do nothing for you. And 2 of those are quarterbacks. So even if they were on the team, it wouldn't help you anyway. The Eagles' injured reserve that year was $22.3 million. So by the team, So the team that Nick Foles was running by the time he started playing, he was on a team that was carrying $41.8 million in useless cap money. Useless. Only $130 million was allocated to actual players being useful. Please show me how Carson Wentz under a rookie deal benefited Nick Foles. I'm just wondering, because this is what Bart Scott said. He's on ESPN. He's getting paid a lot of money, and they've got endless amount of research.
But apparently not understanding very well.
I'm not seeing this. I'm not seeing how Nick Foles benefited from this. Now listen to all these juggernaut players that Bart Scott is talking about Philly using that year for Nick Foles. Okay. Alshon Jeffrey's cap hit was $10.7 million. He's the highest cap hit on the whole team. The highest paid player is only $10.7 million. The next guy was Lane Johnson, $9.8 million. Fletcher Cox, $9.4 million. And Vinny Curry, $9 million. Those are the highest cap hit players on the team. Not exactly a Pro Bowl squad there, okay? Right. Come on. They're good players. They're all good players, but nobody's going, oh, wow, look at that stacked Eagles team, okay? Now, here's the part that's really going to hurt Scott's argument. Let's move to the following year where Wentz got hurt again, and then Big Dick Nick had to come in again and win yet another playoff game for the Eagles. This time, Nick Foles was the highest cap hit player. In 2018, think about that. Nick Foles had a bigger cap hit than anybody, and his cap hit was 13.6. Wentz himself was actually 7.2. So Foles still made it work, even when he was the guy getting paid. But wait a minute. I thought it was all about Carson Wentz not costing much, but Nick Foles was the main dude on the salary cap and still made it work and still got to the playoffs and won a playoff game. I think that is pretty telling, don't you? Well, let's keep going. 2019. Remember, Bart Scott said that Carson Wentz's contract was keeping the team from branching out and getting better players. Oh, really? Well, with Nick Foles gone, his dead cap was a modest $2 million. So last year, the Eagles only costed $2 million to lose Foles, and they gained all of that, what they would have had to pay had they kept him. Wentz was only costing $8.3 million against the cap last year. Hang on. So no Foles is around. Wentz is in control of the team, and his contract is massively team-friendly for the year 2019. Okay, Bart, where's this big contract you're talking about? $8.3 million against the cap? Interesting. So what's the excuse? Now, it wasn't until this season, 2020, that Wentz's salary cap hit was what we would consider significant. But even that was still pretty small compared to everyone else for a starting quarterback. His cap hit was 18.6. I think we'd all agree that that's small for a starting quarterback. It's not as if he's costing the Eagles a $35 million hit or something like that, right? And that's for this year. Let's just be honest. Wentz is a bust. Plain and simple, okay? They paid the wrong guy, and that's all there is to it, okay? I remember when Carson Wentz said he would have won the Super Bowl with that team. I'm not seeing it, okay? And just to be clear, a player's value has nothing to do with what they could do on other teams. A player's value is what he does on a certain team, okay? For whatever reason, okay, and we're not going to get into the details, but I'm just trying to make a point that for whatever reason, Tim Tebow on that Denver Broncos team in that year, I believe it was 2012, okay? For whatever reason, Tim Tebow got that team to the playoffs and was able to beat the Steelers in a playoff game. Tebow left there. He ended up playing for the Jets. couldn't win a job for the Patriots or the Eagles. So he's not very valuable anywhere else in the league. But for whatever reason, he was valuable to the Broncos. They weren't great. They weren't an awesome team, but it worked. Nick Foles on the Eagles is a great player. For whatever reason you want to talk about, that team, those players, that locker room, that coach, that style works for him. So when Nick Foles is in an Eagles uniform, he's Big Dick Nick. Okay? When he's in Jacksonville or Chicago or anywhere else he's ever been, the Rams and several others, he's nothing. Okay? Yeah. But this is how Bart Scott and Shannon Sharp and these type of guys, this is how they think. This is how they argue. They think if a player, Max Kellerman does this too, if a player isn't automatically perfect in every team, or if you can't plug and play them into every team, then they're not valuable anymore. Yeah. They don't understand that it's about each individual situation, because every team is different. This is why Nick Foles should have been paid, he should have been kept, and Carson Wentz should have been sent out the back door. But the reason I went down this the whole time is because, again, it's something about the salary cap that these analysts, Bart Scott isn't the only one who does this. It's just this particular time finally got me to where I needed to address it. But I can't believe that so many of these guys don't look at this and don't actually research it and try to figure out what the deal is and how that happened.
Yeah, they don't have a good understanding of it, probably.
Yeah.
Which is surprising.
Oh, was it 11? Tebow's Broncos? 11? Yeah, I knew it was maybe it was 11. Yeah. Okay. But still, the same. You know what team I'm talking about. So. Yeah. But that Eagles team followed Nick. They believed in Nick. And twice he had to come back. He had to come in and step up and do the job. Okay. So reminds me of Kurt Warner and Matt Leinart. I remember when the Cardinals kept wanting to play Matt Leinart, and then he'd suck and screw it up, and then Kurt Warner would have to come in and save the day. And that's what Foles and Wentz reminds me of.
Yeah. Hey, we have a super chat. Raphael.
Nice. $2 super chat from Raphael. He says, what's your second most hated team?
Actually, I don't know what's your...
I don't think I have one.
I never heard you saying anything about, besides the Jets.
See, the thing is about me is I'm not really a hater. Like, I don't hate teams just because they're good or they beat us. My disdain or hatred for a team is because it's personal. And with the Jets, it's personal.
Yeah, there's no other team.
Have you heard me talk about another team?
I've never heard you talk about hating another team. The Steelers probably, or wasn't it the Steelers at some point that there was some dislike?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, during some what period of time? Maybe around 11, 12, these years, 2011, 2012 for some reason.
Okay, so yeah, maybe the closest thing to a second hated team is Steelers, but again, I don't really have anything
major
against them other than I don't want them to get that 7th Super Bowl. I know that. I don't want them to reach that point, but I have respect for the coach, Mike Tomlin. Never had a losing season. I have respect for Big Ben. He's a great player. He's not conventional. He's not your conventional quarterback type, but he has had success. Don't necessarily respect Ben in real life, but That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about as a player, and so, yeah.
Yeah. And there's another super chat.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, two actually, but one is John Thomas Chavez.
John Thomas Chavez, $5 super chat. He says, the media also gushes over Wentz in part because he can run around and throw a football, something the media loves to fetishize about. Well, absolutely. And if you remember, that ability to run the football is how he lost the 2017 season. So he was on his way, like most people presume that he was on his way to being the MVP of 2017 until he got injured. And he got injured doing that kind of garbage instead of passing the ball like he's supposed to. So, absolutely. The media, they latch on to guys who are high draft picks, and if they don't do well, they don't like it because they end up looking stupid. They want you to know, they want you to believe that they are the all-knowing everything. It's why they hated it when Tom Brady was stealing Peyton Manning's career. Okay, Peyton Manning was supposed to be the one that was supposed to win 3 out of 4 Super Bowls like that, you know? Tom Brady, who the hell's that guy? None of us even know who he is. None of us even picked him. And he's killing our beloved Peyton Manning, who we said is the greatest prospect of all time.
They didn't like it.
They didn't like it. They don't like to be told. They don't like to be proven wrong. Okay? And that's exactly what that deal is right there.
And then we have another super chat by Raphael.
Another super chat by Raphael. Thank you, man. He says, hate to say I'm an undercover Dolphins fan.
You're not a big fan of the Dolphins, are you? I used to live in Miami, so I'm not a fan, but I don't hate them. I didn't care at the time about football.
Really?
Huh?
Really, Raphael? Really?
Yeah.
You know, there's some things that you could just like not say. Like you could just like not tell me that. You don't even need to mention it. So.
Are you trying to make another bet in the future?
Wow.
With the Dolphins?
That hurts. That hurts. Okay. The Dolphins annoy me. I don't hate them, but they annoy me. Okay, fine. Fair enough. Yeah, Shaq, there is something that Shaq points out, and he's right about, especially for me, the Colts, okay? Now, when it comes to the owner of the Colts, I hate that guy, okay? And the general management and the coach and everybody who was involved during the Deflategate situation, I absolutely can't stand.
The Colts.
But I don't have a problem with Colts players. Like I never had anything against Andrew Luck. I liked Andrew actually. I don't have anything against Phillip Rivers right now. I know Jacoby Brissett played there a little bit, and I was rooting for him. So my hatred's kind of split there. It's. I don't get like all triggered and shit when I see the Colts. I do when I see the Jets. The Jets just disgust me. But Shaq is right. So I'm gonna say that if there's a second most hated team, it's got to be the Colts because of all the shit they did. All right. In the mid 2000s, they had the rules changed so they could win a Super Bowl, and then of course they're the ones that were involved in Deflategate. But so yeah, I would have to say I'd have to go back on that and say that if there is a second most hated team, it's got to be the Colts for that reason. So. Yeah. No, Raphael. No more bets for me, man. I'm good. I don't want to have to be wearing a Dolphins jersey next week, too. So, no thanks. Not with this Patriots team. I take nothing for granted, right now. So, I'm just going to take what I can get. Okay. So, there's something that happened with the NFL that has really, really got me extremely confused and a bit annoyed. And it's not because of, well, I guess it would be because of the reward they're offering, but it just kills everything that I hold as a principle of how people should be and how things should be done, especially in competition, okay? And that is the NFL owners approved something they call diversity incentive measures. And what this is 2 third-round compensatory picks if someone from your team who is a minority is either hired or promoted to head coach or general manager. Okay. So, I know that by the way, I'm so sick of these words like minority and all this crap. I'm so done with that. But I know that there are minorities here watching the show right now, and I know you guys are very respectable people, and you no doubt think this is complete nonsense. So here we go. What the hell?
What is it to me?
Okay. Now, this is not good. Okay. Think about what the outcome of this. From now on, every person who is promoted, okay, where their team got rewarded, will always be seen as frauds, no matter what. Okay? Yeah. The very moment that coach or general manager struggles, even the first time, he could be in his first coaching year for 3 weeks, he starts struggling. What's everybody going to say? Well, of course they're a failure. They only got the job because of the draft picks reward. That's the first thing that people are going to say. And you know it's true. This is a terrible, absolutely terrible idea. Okay? And this is that good old boy pieces of shit at the NFL, all right, had some social justice warrior or woke focus group come in and tell them exactly what they need to do. Okay? Yeah. It's freaking stupid. Okay?
This is about performance, not about who you are.
What happens when a team promotes a minority into a position, but privately they know that somebody else is actually doing the job? Okay? So let's say a team wants ex-white guy being the general manager, but they promote his friend or whoever who's a minority so they can get the draft picks, but everybody knows he has nothing to do with running the show. What happens then? Now, even whispers of this kind of thing would ruin that guy's career. It would ruin him. And at the very least, the fan base he's working in would hate him. It's all right. Now, it also sends a message, okay, that minorities cannot earn a coaching job on their own. That they need the white man. Oh, here comes the white man to grant you something that we don't think that you could do on your own. Fuck you. Really? So they need the white man to give them handouts. Fuck that, man. No. This is insulting to humans in general. This is racism. Okay? I thought the NFL wanted to inspire change. They have on their website in big letters, inspire change. Okay? And of course, they're only putting that because a focus group told them to do it. Didn't Martin Luther King Jr. say something like, what did he say? I have a dream that one day a man will be judged by the content of his character and not by his skin. Well, hello, NFL. MLK would like to have a conversation with you. Yeah, what happened to that? This isn't the 1960s, okay? It's 2020. No one gives a shit, all right? If you're black, white, Hispanic, whatever, okay? No one gives a damn. Nobody. We don't go around thinking about this crap until racist assholes like the NFL and all those woke jackasses start talking about it. None of us care. Now these kind of experiments have failed in so many areas. Why all of a sudden is the NFL trying to get on board with this? Listen, it's just been an off year for coaching. That's it. There's not something wrong. There's not some great conspiracy. It's just one of those years. The NFL goes in trends. Okay, you guys know that. The NFL owners, all the owners are the most uninnovative and clueless people out there. We all know that. They see a trend and they go after it. What's that? They always say the NFL is a copycat league. Okay? Yeah. Let's step back. Let's go back in time when Mike Tomlin started becoming successful. Remember that? So when the Steelers hired Mike Tomlin, put him in there, young black coach, they're like, okay, look at this guy. Every owner suddenly wanted a strapping black fella to lead their team. Oh, look at Mike Tomlin. Look at the Steelers. How about this, man? If we get a black coach on our Cowboys team, we're going to win the Super Bowl. Come on, man. Really? That's some condescending shit right there. All right? When everyone was going, okay, so now what we've had right now, they started hiring black coaches left and right after Mike Tomlin was having success. Okay? That was the trend. That was what they were doing. Then when everybody started going insane about Sean McVay, you guys remember that? This is recent history. Sean McVay. Every single owner wanted a coach who shared a urinal with Sean McVay. So if you pissed in the same urinal as Sean McVay for longer than a week at a facility, you are going to get a coaching job. Okay? You had lunch with Sean McVay, you get a coaching job. Okay? They all happen to be white dudes. They're Sean McVay's friends. Okay? That's pretty common, okay? That Sean McVay has friends who are white dudes who coach with him and he promoted, and then they get promotions, okay? Just like Tony Dungy. Tony Dungy, how many black coaches came from the Tony Dungy tree, right? It's just how it works. He's got friends. Hey, you want a job? Here, do it. Okay, that's how it works, okay? So right now, the NFL is all the rage about hiring these Sean McVay, idiot white guys, these young guys, and I can't stand any of them, by the way. Just put that out there. That haven't hit puberty yet. Okay? But it's not some conspiracy. Okay? It's copycat culture. Yeah. How many jobs? How many guys got jobs because they worked under Bill Belichick? Despite so many failures, okay? These owners are still trying to do the whole Belichick protege experiment. Yeah. It has constantly failed. But yet they still do it. Someone is going to give Josh McDaniels a job. Somebody is going to be dumb enough to hire him as a head coach. It's going to keep happening over and over and over. The whole coaching tree concept is stupid, to be quite honest, but the NFL owners follow it. And that is the explanation for all the white coaches this year. It's a product of the Sean McVay fellatio party. All right. This whole entire thing, what they're doing is gonna do way more damage than actual good. All right. Every single minority coach is going and general manager is going to be always looking over their shoulder. They're always going to be wondering if people are whispering about them. You know, the amount of leeway with the fan base that these guys are going to have is going to be so shortened. And people are going to start calling them gimmick hires, you know? Oh, he just got the hire because they wanted the draft picks. And then they fire his ass later on. It's like, oh, that worked out. Yeah, that was real helpful. Thank you. This is exploitation to the highest degree. Okay? It's absolutely idiotic. Listen. If you're a minority, I want to say something directly to you right now, okay? The NFL has literally put a bounty on your race, okay? There's a reward, all right? Now, all we need to do is make one of those outlaw signs like in the Old West that says, wanted, minority coaches and general managers, reward, 2 third round draft picks. I thought this was a professional sports league that's based on results. Okay, but I guess we should have seen this all coming. I mean, the addition of another playoff spot, all right, and now they're talking about making 2 more and sending 16 teams to the playoffs this year. They thinking about doing that. So the NFL is no longer about competition. Okay, it's now a political party and a culture organization. That's what they are.
Yeah, they're adding more.
And of all the people who should be pissed off about this, and the most offended should be minorities, actually. So.
Hey, Raphael had another comment, a $5 super chat.
So, it's just maddening that the people who are making all these racial rules are the biggest racist. It's like, what the fuck? Who gave them the power to do this shit? But anyway, all right. Unbelievable.
You heard me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
$5 super chat from Rafael Higoy. He says, you think it was white social justice warriors who asked for the Redskins to change their name rather than Native Americans? Absolutely it was. Absolutely it was. There's no doubt in my mind that it was white people who did that. Absolutely. In fact, they...
We've watched some interviews with some... Wasn't it an Indian? Yeah, you know that story. He was a relative of the coach, I think, their coach at the time, and the original. Yeah.
That they did the logo off of.
Yeah. So he didn't like that, right?
Yeah. It wasn't just the. It wasn't just the grandson. It was all the grandkids. They were pissed, you know, because their grandfather was the guy, the Indian chief that they did the logo, the Redskins logo. And they're like, you're ruining my grandfather's legacy, you jackasses. Like, why are you doing this? And I think they did like a poll, Raphael, where 90% of all Native Americans were like, I don't give a shit. Okay? First of all, of that 90%, over half of them probably go, what is the Washington Redskins? They probably don't even give a crap. They probably don't even follow it or follow the NFL. They're like, okay, whatever, you know? And the ones who do, they said, oh, I think it's great. It's an honor, okay? When you name a team after something, you name a team after something because you think that whatever it is that you're naming after is noble, is honorable, is tough, is badass, is courageous.
You know,
yeah,
inspiring, like
exactly. Nobody's gonna name their team the Benedict Arnold, okay? Like,
I don't know how they always find something negative about things. I mean, it's just so positive to use.
Yeah.
I mean, name your team after me and my family or something. You know what I mean? Like Bulgaria's.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Thracians.
You know?
Should I get offended now because they inspire how those people were, my ancestors, how, you know, great of warriors or kind of spirit they have, And now I'm all of a sudden gonna come up with some something insulting about it, something negative. These people are so negative. How do you even come up with these things?
Milena, if I owned the Redskins, okay, first of all, I would have told FedEx to go fuck themselves, okay? Because they were threatening to withdraw their sponsorship. I was like, bye, all right? There will always be a sponsor out there who will want the naming rights, first of all. So that's not a problem. But you just butchered your team's legacy, okay? Everyone sees, and this is honest, okay? Every fan sees the Washington football team as a total joke. It is a joke. It is a meme. Every single week there is a new meme about the Washington football team. Nobody respects this. Nobody. Yeah. Okay? Everyone sees it as a joke. They consider it a fake team. That's what it is. It's a fake team. It's literally as if the Redskins no longer exist. Okay? That team is gone. It's exactly like the Houston Oilers. All right? That team once existed. Now it doesn't. The Titans, it was the same ownership, but it has nothing to do with the Oilers. The Oilers just don't exist anymore. Yeah. And nobody looks at the Titans and goes, oh, that's Oilers' legacy there. Okay? Even though it is, technically it is, but it's not. Yeah. And all those Super Bowls and all of that history is gone. It's just vanished. It's out. It's finished. And
it's just stupid. But we have another super chat.
Holy shit.
Shaq
dropping the $20 super chat. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
He says, this idea is so silly. Minority coaches actually do better as assistant coaches since they are able to focus on camaraderie with their specific positions rather than having the burden of focusing on every position like a head coach. That's a very good point, actually. So what Shaq is talking about, guys, is there's the argument for this whole thing, and the argument is there needs to be more black head coaches and general managers because there's 70 to 75% of the league is black players. So they see that as, okay, so that means it should be that way for the head coaches and stuff. Not necessarily true. What Shaq is saying here, when you're a position coach, let's say you're the head coach of the wide receivers. Okay. A very large percentage of wide receivers are black. So a black receivers coach would have this camaraderie that Shaq's talking about, more hands-on into that area. That wide receivers coach will eventually get promoted to offensive coordinator at some point, and then he could get promoted to head coach. And of course, general manager, that's a different thing, different avenue. That's what I call the politicians of NFL teams. But still, I agree with you, Shaq. Absolutely.
Makes sense. Yeah.
But right now, the reason there's so few minority head coaches is it's just a trend. It's a stupid trend that started with Sean McVay, and it's been like that. So, and then there will be another hotshot coach. Let's say Brian Flores, for example. Brian Flores is a newish coach for the Dolphins, and he starts. Let's say the Dolphins keep doing good, and then next year they rule. They're awesome. Okay, everyone's going to be trying to find. They're going to start hiring black dudes, hoping that it's another Mike Tomlin situation. That's what they do. That's what happens. Even though that in itself is stupid too. Like I thought it was dumb that just because Sean McVay was having success with the Rams doesn't mean that everybody on his coaching staff is good coach. Okay. You have to consider what Sean McVay, what's he known for? He was known for the 2017 and 2018 seasons. That is where everybody started look at him and then started trying to hire all of his assistants. What did Sean McVay have? He had a better roster, and his defensive coordinator was Wade Phillips. Maybe that had something to do with it. I bet it helped. Okay.
Yeah, they don't consider other factors. They just think it's one factor, is the color.
It's stupid. Oh, Sean McVay's doing good. I think we need all of his friends.
Yeah, it's like they're all the same.
Stupid.
Yeah.
Stupid. Shaq with another super chat. $5 super chat. He says, like Ivan Fears. Yep, Ivan. He's the Pats running back coach. He's been there since before Belichick. Okay? Ivan's been there about 24 years, I think, now. There is a reason why he never wanted to be a head coach. He loves what he does. He loves his guys. He loves teaching the running back position. That's just what he does. That's what he is. If I got promoted knowing that there was a reward to the team for my promotion, I would be like, oh my God, like, no. In fact, I'd tell the NFL, I don't want those picks. Okay? Do not give them to me. I don't want them. I'm going to do this myself. Just don't even give them to me. Screw that. So.
I mean, just hire more people in the marketing department instead of trying to go in the performance department where it's about performance. Performance doesn't care about color or nationality or whatever. You're good at it or not.
Listen, they have this idea that equal everything equals equal outcome.
Yeah.
It's very stupid to think like that.
You can't accept, they want to make everything like a Benetton commercial. Everything has to look like a Benetton commercial.
A what commercial?
A Benetton. Benetton, the company. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. And where in that commercial, it's always like a white kid, a black kid, whatever kid, any race, and holding hands together or something. So they want everything to look like that, but that's just very artificial. I don't know.
Well, it's because they have marketing agencies and these focus group people talking to them and telling them what they should do, and that's what's happening. So, yeah. Peloton. I'm not familiar with that.
No, it's Benetton.
Benetton. I don't even know what that is.
Well, they have stores in America too. It's a brand.
I'm just not familiar with it. That's all. What do they sell?
Clothing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's been around for a while. I think it's Italian by origin, but it's worldwide. It's everywhere. I thought everyone knew it.
Well, it doesn't matter. The point is the same though. It doesn't matter if we know it. So.
The ads are always that.
Okay, so I just wanted to get that off my chest, basically, because that was really, really obnoxious. Okay, now I need to talk to you guys about Antonio Brown. All right. Recently, I posted in the community forum on the YouTube channel a picture of Antonio Brown, and it said that there was a new allegation. I think people misunderstood what I was talking about, because I said, on top of it, I said, I'm sick of saying I told you so. I knew this would happen again. And people misunderstood me and took that to mean that I was saying that Antonio screwed up again. And I understand now, like after I reread it, that could be taken like that. But that is not actually what I was saying. I was actually saying, I know that we always talk about it, so I just assumed that everybody would get it, and I didn't think that not everybody watches the show. So I needed to reword that. Yeah. But I I told you so, as in we said that the moment Antonio Brown signed with Brady, if he did, something new would come into the news. We didn't know what that was, but something would get there. Okay? And now all of a sudden, the same chick, okay, from before, filed a new affidavit for more money right when he signs with the Buccaneers. It's perfect. Wow. Nice. I mean, it's exactly what we said. Again, I didn't say it was going to be a new woman. I didn't say it was going to be somebody else. I didn't say what the form was. We just said something would happen. Something would be in the news, or NFL would come after him. Something would happen to take him away from Brady. Even if what this woman's asking for is not connected to him being with Brady, obviously, but it's just connected to the fact that he's got money again, or he got a new job. It could be that, all right? But all that matters is we said that something new was going to happen to take him away from Tom. And the NFL now, if they start tearing it up, Tom starts throwing touchdown passes to Antonio Brown, and the Bucs become unstoppable. Guess what, baby? Here comes the penalty. Here comes the suspension. Here comes all that crap. So, yeah. It's that same chick, Raphael. The one that was a trainer for the Steelers and claimed that he raped her and all this other stuff. Same chick. So, she's just re-upping her thing, saying now she wants more. So, and all that does is it puts it back into the news cycle, and that's bad for Antonio. So, if that press starts getting generated again, the NFL will feel pressure to say, well, we need to suspend him until this gets concluded. Although, I'm just saying, I'm not trying to start a conspiracy theory here or anything, but I'm saying if he had signed with the Jets, I don't think they would care. I don't think the NFL would care. Okay? But something's gonna, yeah, they're gonna do something. So, it's ridiculous. We used to live in a country where you're innocent until proven guilty. Okay? Now you're guilty until proven innocent, and even if you are proven innocent, there's going to be half of the public who still thinks you're guilty. You can't get rid of something like that. It follows you. But now what we're doing, and the NFL has been very, very, very good at this. Okay, when a guy gets accused of something, they suspend him until it's been solved.
Yeah.
What? Really? Well, that means it's guilty until proven innocent, right? I mean, that's what that is. Everything has been flipped upside down. I don't understand this world anymore. I don't understand this country. It is not the country I grew up in. It's not the country that I was educated in. We were taught that you're innocent, and you've got to be tried by a jury of your peers. You've got to be proven and found guilty, and before your life is completely destroyed. And maybe Antonio Brown is guilty. Okay, maybe he is. I have no idea.
But until we know, we can't just, like you said, punish people.
There was a guy in I grew up in a small town, of course, and there was a guy. If your name ended up in the papers, everybody knows, no matter what it is. Okay, the newspaper is everything to a small town. If any of you who grew up in one, you know. Okay. There was a guy who was accused of rape. So a very similar situation, accused of rape, and the whole town believed that he was guilty. After a year or so of him being in jail, it turned out that this girl made it up out of revenge because she liked the guy and was jealous because he was going out with another girl. She admitted it. The guy, even after proven innocent, he had to leave. He had to leave our town. He had to move a place where his father and his grandfather had lived. So this our small town lived there. He's a third generation person in our town. Had to leave, had to move, and he left the state because of this. Even after being proven innocent. Yeah. He couldn't get a job. Nobody would talk to him. People would give him dirty looks when he walked into a restaurant. It was really sad. And this happened in the early 2000s. I wasn't living there anymore, but I was visiting, and I had my one of my friends had told me about it. But that's when I thought the world is changing. It's getting dangerous now. We're jumping to conclusions constantly, and we're making judgments immediately now. And that should really scare all of you. And don't do one of these things where you say, oh, well, I've never done anything wrong, so I'm not worried about it. Yeah, that's not how it works exactly. It's like the people who say, I don't mind that the government is spying on me because I'm not ever going to be a criminal, so I don't need to worry about that.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't work like that. So.
Like, we have to bring it up so it doesn't happen, so we can hopefully change minds, so people are not as judgmental, before proven guilty again. So that's why it's good to talk about it with friends and stuff like that. But we have another super chat. See it twice. $5.
$5 super chat from Daniel. See it twice. He says, AB being signed by the Jets would have been punishment enough, even by the NFL standards. I approve of this message. Yep. Just one moment, guys.
So, Aaron's gonna step away for a minute, and he'll be right back. But I wanted to tell you guys about something new that we're doing on the channel. They will be launching soon. It would be membership, and so I don't have all the details right now, and we haven't done this before, but YouTube has approved us fairly recently, to be able to have membership. So he will be posting this information. He'll share it with you so you know what levels, if we're gonna set up some levels. I know a lot of you are watching YouTube, and you probably know how that works. I personally haven't had any membership, so I'm still looking into it. But yeah, it will be something cool, because we're gonna have some additional content that will be available only to members and things like that. Still continuing with the same, for now, the same format and everything, but there will be some new additions, so you'll find out soon.
Also, talk about that we need somebody to.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we need also. Yeah, we also had. We discussed some ideas with some of the guys from the Legion, and the ideas were to actually start. We're looking for someone, um, for now as a volunteer. At least we can test it and see how it works. Um, Someone who's going to take some snapshots and short videos that are part of the live live shows and post them to a couple of different places, maybe Twitter, another social media, and that will bring more attention. So to the channel, to the live show, that will bring more people. So we're looking for someone, and if you're interested, please, reach out to Aaron or myself. You can reach us on the Facebook page. What other channel? We can provide an email address, but I think the Facebook page is a good place to communicate via, messenger.
Yeah, so just to add a little more to that, what we're looking for, guys, is we need somebody to basically while we're doing the live show, take a clip. Like, let's say, for example, I started the show by ranting about Carson Wentz and what Bart Scott said, right? So what you would do is you would take a clip of that, which you think is the best point, and maybe it's like a 3 or 4 minute sound bite that you think is the most important part of that, and you would cut it real fast into a video, and then you'd post it immediately to Facebook and Twitter and all over social media, and even here on YouTube as I'm talking, and then that, so people have these small sound bites that is based off of the subject matter only. And what that would do is that would generate people to come to the channel and look even more, because not everybody wants to watch the whole live show. They want they want to see just the parts that they're interested in. Maybe there's some subject matters I talk about during the show that maybe doesn't interest somebody, but others do. And if you send, if they can see that sound bite, then if they're interested, they can go watch the live show, the recording of it, and then watch the full thing if they wanted to know more. So we think it's going to be really good for the channel to do that, but we need somebody to do that while the show is running, because that leads to saying, if someone sees that pop up on Twitter or Facebook, they go, oh, they're still live right now. I want to go. Then this is interesting. I want to go check it out. But we need somebody who knows how to do that. Basically, can you work a video editing software? You don't have to do anything crazy. We're talking about just cutting, and that's it. Just cut, export out into a movie file. No fancy graphics, nothing like that. Just cut out. But actually the most important part of the job would be understanding. You have to, your own judgment. You have to say what you think was the best part and important and worth reposting. And that would be a judgment call. So that's actually the most important part of the job, is knowing what to cut and then repost. Yeah. So we're looking for someone like that. Anybody who is interested, let me know. But please, only serious, if you're really serious, because it's something that I would have to count on. Like every Saturday night, you sitting through the show and you doing that, and yeah, if it works out, like Melina said, if it works out, then we'll work something out as far as compensation and all that. As the channel grows, and also you would be at the ground floor of this channel, that I can assure you will be something important eventually, when we get a website and everything is complemented. This will go somewhere, and so you'll be a part of that. So and then I need to I'll post this as well as a notice. So Okay.
Did we miss a super chat or no?
Sorry, what?
Did you you got to yeah, you got to see it twice. Okay, never mind.
Yeah. Okay, so we have the. Let's talk about the Bucs game first because it's the morning game or the early afternoon game. However, depends on what time zone you're in, I guess. But it's the first slate of games, so it's the Panthers and Buccaneers. This is not an easy game. This is not by any means one of these games where we could say Tom Brady's just going to light it up. Okay, there is something favoring Tom. But you never know. Teams change game plans, but
Their defense, is it?
well, it's actually yes, it's the Panthers exactly. It's the
Their
Panthers
defense.
defense. They don't get to the quarterback. They
Yeah.
have only got to the quarterback very rarely this year. And all of Tom's losses, all three, were against the two was the Saints and one was the Bears, and they all three had something in common. They rushed the crap out of Tom.
Right.
They broke through the line. They got to him, and that wrecked everything. And Carolina seems to be struggling with this at this point. But again, you can't take that to mean it's a done deal, but it is something.
Because each game is unique. Like we've seen the Dolphins playing the Super Bowl when they play against Tom Brady and things like that. So you never know what might happen, but we hope hope it doesn't happen to Tom, because apparently I'm rooting for Tom, and I don't know much about the Bucs, but yeah, Tom Brady. So
Absolutely.
so hopefully they will be, like you said, not all over him.
Exactly. So we got that, and that could be a good thing. But yeah, I'm not confident in Bruce Arians' ability to game plan and keep the team ready. I just am not confident in this guy at all. I don't know about y'all, but yeah, I need to see some consistency. I need to see a lot more than these one-offs. Okay, and listen, it has nothing to do with the fact that they lost to the Saints again. It's how bad they lost. All right, it's the way they lost. Losing that Saints game was always a 50-50 game because the Saints are a great team. So it was always 50-50. Like it could have gone either way. But to lose like that, where it's clear that as a coach, you were outclassed, you were completely outdone, outmaneuvered. That's an embarrassment. And that is something that concerns me. So we'll find out.
Hey, but of course they blame it on Tom, everything, right? Not that he did a great job, but
Yep. Everybody sucked in that game. Okay. I still think the Bucs are going to win this one. They better. They have to. Actually, they have to.
gotta win. You gotta win.
Yeah. Doesn't matter by how much. It's just they just need to get a win, and I do not think that the Panthers are pushovers at all. So let's hope that's the thing about Bruce Arians that worries me. I don't think he coaches his players to look at each 1 week at a time. I think they look past people, and I think they have a tendency to do that. I think they looked past the Bears. I don't think they took the Bears seriously. And the Bears just was like, okay, we're ready for this. And I just don't think that they were doing that. So I need to see more. So
Yeah, and just to mention something about, I don't know if you covered that, but continuity is so important about how a team plays. So that's what Tom was saying. He was saying, he was stressing on that, how important it is. But look with the Bucs. I mean, continuity is not their thing. It's just for multiple reasons. I mean, he's new there, COVID, all that. Then new additions all the time. Now we have AB. I mean, it's kind of, it changes the dynamic. It just, that continuity is lacking. So he cannot really bring the Patriot way, the way people expect in this situation. So, but hopefully with time, they'll get better at working together.
Yeah, I mean, we considered that the lack of preseason was going to be a problem, but that seems to be a problem for everybody actually, because there's so many teams that they go strong and then they just fall apart for 1 week and then they just get back again. So the Bucs are definitely not the only team that's happening to. Yeah. Like I said earlier in the broadcast, the Saints killed the Bucs, but then the Packers come in and beat the Saints, and then the Bucs kill the Packers. It's just all.
It's like, go figure.
Yeah. So it's all.
Predicting this is a bit interesting.
Now, Patriots and Ravens. Yeah.
Oh.
I would like to say that I'm confident and all that, but I'm not. Now, I don't think the Ravens are the same team as they were last year. I think they're playing a bit under that level, but it's not enough to make me think there's a good chance here. Because the Patriots are not the same as last year. And it's not just Brady, though, okay? There's a lot of stuff missing. There's a lot of things that's changed. This is just not a very good team. And I saw you, Daniel, see it twice. I saw you typing that you're torn on whether or not we should tank. Okay?
Not.
I saw you flirting with that concept.
Yeah.
Don't think that you ran that past me.
Just not good sportsmanship, right? Generally.
If they were going to tank, they would have lost to the Jets, because they would have needed the Jets to have that win in order to get the first pick. So now that tanking is out of the question and can't happen, because now the Patriots have too many wins. Because there's so many other teams, not just the Jets, but after the Jets, there's other teams who still suck even worse. So now it's just about salvaging the season, trying to do as best you can, and build up something for next year. And also it gives Belichick a chance to see who is a Patriot. Okay? Yeah. Who is a Patriot? Who is the one who can grind it out during a season like this? Who can put up with it? Who can shine? He needs to know what he has. He needs to know if Cam Newton is a long-term solution. He needs to know if there's something there, or is he going to have to do something different? So all of this is still useful. And not to mention for Belichick's personal career, he needs these wins. He's not getting any younger, and he wants to get that record. So he's going to need. He can't throw away teams here or throw away games here. So, yep, Shaq, absolutely. So it's just, let's see who wants to be a Patriot. Let's see who has it in them to endure this down period that we're in. And that's really all I can say about this game, because I know Lamar Jackson is not like he was last year, but again, when you're on MVP, when you win the MVP, the chances of your next year being down is astronomically high. Okay? Very rarely do players follow up an MVP with another MVP. Okay, it happens sometimes. Brett Favre was able to do it 3 times, and that speaks to Brett Favre's dominance to be able to during that period to be able to maintain that. Yes, it's very difficult, but it's very rare. So it was expected that Lamar was going to have some kind of dip in performance, but it does not. It is not enough to make me think that somehow we're gonna dominate them. I don't believe that. What I want to see is I want to see Cam being Cam, old Cam. Okay. This is the Cam I want. Okay. So why can't we get that? You know, this dude, when he was on the Panthers, I called him the most fun player to watch. I thought he was the most exciting player to watch, and I wasn't a big fan of him personally. I thought he kind of had an attitude problem. Didn't really like his demeanor that much, in his dealing with the press and all that. But yeah, it's the press, so maybe they deserved it. But I did like watching him play, and now if he can get something like that back. But also it depends on Josh McDaniels. I think Josh McDaniels is a dipshit, to be quite honest with you. And I've learned that if he doesn't have a Tom Brady type player that can implement this, take the system and take the plays and the scheme, he doesn't know how to invent a new kind, a different. He does not know how to adjust it to Cam. Asking Cam to run Tom's offense is stupid. They're different people. They're different players. Everything about them is different. So Josh is being forced to change, and he's resisting it. And because he's resisting it, that's why we're seeing all these foul ups and screw ups and everything. And at the same time, I don't think Cam is 100% back. I don't. There's something wrong with him. I can't put my finger on it. I mean, we don't know exactly. We can speculate. We can say, oh, it's his injury from last year. It's his the COVID. It's yeah. I mean, we could say a million things, but there's something. Yeah, there's something not right. He's throwing the ball weird. His whole throwing motion is way off. It's very strange.
It's like he's not working very well under stress. I feel this way lately, no?
Yeah, and listen, I want to see Cam play well in this game, so I can dress up like Cam again.
Oh yeah.
Okay. So
Gotta
dress up like Cam again, and
it's fun.
yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy putting on all of Milena's mother's clothes. Okay.
Yeah. We normally find something interesting.
But if Josh cannot adjust, if he cannot make this jump, then I don't know what the future holds really. If he can't get something that complements Cam, and I don't know, we'll see. So maybe they're just working through things, like we're saying. Maybe this year they're just trying different things. But right now, Josh McDaniels pisses me off more than anybody else on the Patriots. I see so many failed offensive plays that could have been, that I know for a fact was a stupid call, was a stupid design, bad timing to implement it. Everything about it was just wrong. So. Trav Burnett says Bill needs to see if he can trade Von Miller or something for Cam's heart. Yeah, I heard Von Miller has Cam's heart and his testicles. He had them bronzed and put up in his house in Denver. So, yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. So, Last but not least, I'm going to let's do a rundown of all the games and make some picks here. So. Wow, the internet's struggling tonight. Yeah. Any day now. Finally, okay. All right, so we already went over Bucs and Panthers. We have the Houston Texans 2-6 at the 5-3 Browns. By the way, I've not seen Addy in a while. Anybody know what's going on with him?
Oh, yeah.
Hope he's okay. But his 5-3 Browns are going to pick up a win tomorrow. So, Addy, I hope you're doing good. Let's see here. The DC Criminals are the 2-6, and they're playing the 3-5 Lions. Wow, this game couldn't be more boring. What a crappy matchup. Nobody will be watching that game. Nobody. Not even DC Criminal fans, not even Detroit Lions fans. No one will be watching that. However, the Lions are going to win that one. Although, I would like to see Alex Smith get a win. So, it won't it'd be nice to see him get that win. Actually, I'm changing, guys. I'm changing. All right. The DC Criminals are going to win. They're going to beat the Detroit Lions with Alex Smith. And Alex Smith is 5-0 against the Detroit Lions. So, just keep that in mind. The 1-7 Jacksonville Jaguars, one of those teams that would stop us from getting Trevor Lawrence, even if we did tank. Against the 6-2 Packers, I think it's pretty safe bet that the Packers will pull this out. In Lambeau Field, it's hard to win there for even the best teams. Even we couldn't do it. We faced them a few years ago. It was a great game. But even we couldn't do it, and that was a year we won the Super Bowl. So, yeah, I just don't see the 1-7 Jaguars pulling that off. Eagles at Giants. The Eagles are 3-4-1. My God, this division is just disgusting. At the 2-7 Giants. I still say that the NFC East should be disqualified from the playoffs. I think everyone would agree with that. I bet even fans of those teams probably would agree with that if they're honest with themselves. It doesn't make a damn difference who wins that, but I'm going to say the Giants win. So I'm going Giants over Eagles. Especially after my rant about Carson Wentz, I kind of have to go with the Giants, right? However, Philadelphia has won 8 straight games against the Giants. That's okay. It's time for the Giants to break that streak. Of course, some of those wins were won by Big Dick Nick, I'm assuming. So, not sure how many. The 2-5-1 Bengals. Another coach who doesn't deserve to be a coach. Against the 8-0 Steelers at home. Pittsburgh has won 9 straight against Cincinnati. 9 straight. I'm going Pittsburgh here, okay? I do like Joe Burrow, but I am not a fan of the Bengals organization. I think they're a joke. I think they fired a 15-year head coach and replaced them with an even worse coach. Okay? I agreed that Marvin Lewis needed to move on. It was just time. His time has expired. there, and they needed to change something. But you don't fire a guy who's been around that long and then get a complete bumbling idiot as your coach. And that's what the Bengals seem to have done here. So I'm going Steelers, pick up their 9th win, and stay perfect for the season. The Bills, the 7-2 Bills. Can you guys believe that? God dang. 7-2 Bills, the rulers of the AFC East. That sounds so weird to me. At the 5-3 Cardinals. Football baby, Milena.
Yeah.
Your favorite player. I'm Kyler Murray. I'm a little football baby. I'm a little football baby. She loves Kyler Murray because he looks like a little kid out there running around. It's like when they snap the ball and he's running around out there. It looks like somebody's kid got lost and like ran across the field. So, football baby. So yeah, we like football baby. The Bills are 7-2, but I'm not sold on them yet. I'm not sold on them as a dominant team that I can say they're going to go into Arizona and they're going to just kick some ass. I think the Cardinals are going to win this. Is that crazy or what? I'm going Cardinals here. Now, we have the 3-5 Broncos at the 5-3 Raiders. Raiders are another team that I like what I'm seeing. I see some good stuff, but I don't trust them. And the Broncos, I have no idea what the hell they're doing. I don't think they know what the hell they're doing.
It's not the same Broncos.
Yeah, it's definitely not the same Broncos that we remember. Especially no Von Miller out there. But I'm going to say I'm going with the Raiders here. Seattle, the 6-2 Seattle Seahawks at the 5-3 Rams. This is a great matchup. Wow. This is a good one. Yeah, that NFC West, very good division. Could be even better if the 49ers hadn't had so many problems this year with injuries. But the Seahawks are going to pick up a win there. So Russell Wilson will move to 7-2. Raphael's 49ers at the Saints. At the Saints. Uh-oh. I want to see the 49ers get this. Okay? I want to see the 49ers win this. I just don't know if they can pull this out. I just don't. I need the Saints to lose because that's good for Tom, you know?
Yeah.
Because if the Saints lose and become 6-3 and the Bucs win, they would take the division lead, and that's a good thing. Mm-hmm. But realistically, I just don't think it's going to happen. I've got the Saints winning that one. Although, if Jimmy G was still the quarterback and they had maybe just one other less injury or so, I might actually pick them, the 49ers, because they're one of those type of teams that's built to kind of withstand a type of offense that the Saints have, but they've just had some bad luck right now, and I don't think they can get that win in New Orleans there. And a team going from the West Coast to nearly the East Coast is never a good thing usually. But we have the big matchup. Well, it used to be a big matchup, and now it's interesting if you're a Pats or Ravens fan. But Sunday Night Football, the 6-2 Ravens at the 3-5 Patriots. The Ravens are going to win this, but I just hope that we can give it a good game. Just show something. Show some fight. Show something positive. That's what I'm looking for here. Okay. Oh, this must be some kind of... Okay, so Monday Night Football is... Oh, actually, I skipped the game. Sorry, guys. Chargers, the 2-6 Chargers at the 5-3 Miami Dolphins. I'm going Chargers there. The Chargers are going to win that one. I like what I see with Justin Herbert. Monday Night Football is the 3-5 Vikings at the 5-4 Bears. The Chicago Bears, despite not knowing what the hell they want to do at quarterback these days, I have the Bears winning that one. So, but there's a lot of weird matchups this week. Like, not a lot of it instills a lot of confidence, but. And of course, I don't know if y'all saw, but Thursday night the Colts beat the Titans 34-17. So the Titans really fell apart on that one. But division games are strange and unpredictable. So I'm sure the Titans will be able to bounce back from that. So there you have it. There are my picks for the week. So. What's all this talk about getting deleted or comments being deleted?
I'm not sure. I don't understand. It says something deleted by Google moderator team. But what did he say? See it twice.
Is that true or is he just kidding?
No, it says message deleted by the Google moderator team. What message? So they're monitoring our thing? And why is it deleted? I'm not sure what he said.
Interesting.
I gotta screenshot that.
Yeah, I need to know what he said. That way I can find out what's...
I guess if we rewatch the video, would we be able to see
Okay.
what he said? Yeah.
All right. Well, guys, hopefully we'll have a good day tomorrow, and when me and Shaq do the post-game show, we're going to be happy. If I'm dressed up like Cam Newton, you'll know that it was a good day. So, hopefully that'll be the outcome. We need 2 wins tomorrow. But like I said, with the Patriots game, we don't necessarily have to win. Just I want to see some good stuff. So I guess, and we'll figure that out. But until tomorrow night for the post game, I guess we're going to sign off, guys. I want to thank you for being here tonight. As always, this is my favorite part of the week. I look forward to talking with you guys and all of us getting together. It's been awesome.
Yeah, and did you mention about tomorrow's show? Aaron and Shaq.
Yeah.
Is it tomorrow?
It's the post game. Yeah, tomorrow night. Yeah.
And sometimes you go live Monday too, right? It depends if there's a good
Only
game.
if it's Patriots or Bucs, but there's
tomorrow,
not. So
one of the most watched shows because after Sunday games, there's a commentary with Shaq and Aaron. So be here.
all right, guys. So we'll see you tomorrow night. Okay. Thank you so very, very much. Good night.